Yes, that is true. I just moved here from Portland, Oregon, and one of the reasons why I moved here was to come to things like this, meet other creative people and new cool people and collaborate, and the fact that I am now up here introducing myself to a room full of you seems, it just, I don't know, it feels good. It feels like I'm supposed to be here, so thank you. Everyone is creative. A creative life requires bravery and action, honesty and hard work. We are here to support you, celebrate with you, and encourage you to make the things you love. We believe in the power of community. We believe in giving a damn. We believe in face-to-face connections and learning from others in hugs and high fives. We bring together people who are driven by passion and purpose, confident that they will inspire one another and inspire change in the neighborhoods and cities around the world. Everyone is welcome.
you so much for being here. I'm going to keep this intro very brief because we are short on time. So I'm just going to give some logistical things. But before I do that, I just want to raise of hands. Who has stood on a stage in front of people and performed something that they created before? Can you just raise your hand? So we have a lot of people in the audience who knows what that feels like, and some who in their head might be like, I would never do that. It's terrifying. My heart is beating too fast just thinking about it. So can we just do a little shake, kind of body shake out for the people that are sitting in the front row who are going to perform, and also we're going to start with just a huge round of applause for the folks who are sharing their poems with us today. Woo! Y'all are awesome. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to say, actually, my list is over here. I'm going to be naming three people at a time to kind of come on the side, and we're just going to do beautiful, swift, line up and move forward situation. Can't have no words today. Ironic, because it's a poem day. Or maybe it's an abstract poem. Okay, so in terms of the kind of ground rules for our amazing poets, keep your poem, please, under 2 minutes. If it goes above 2 minutes, I'm going to have to come up and gently tap you on the shoulder, which I really don't want to do, but we are short on time, and that is our limit so that we can get as many people in as possible. Second, please no caveats or kind of introductions to the poem, just because we don't have time, and unless it all stays under 2 minutes. I should say, you have 2 minutes. There's a clock right there, and I will be waving at you. Are we ready? Everyone feeling good? Okay, so our first three poets are Ella, Zizi, Leah, and M. I'm going to say the fourth one because you'll be ready to come on board. The ones that will be after that are Rose, Ricardo, and Mark, so be prepared. I will give you a heads up. But Ella, what a wonderful way to start. We've got Ella Roth Eisenberg here.
Hello. Does this work? Okay. I'm going to be reading from my book that I just self-published. Okay. And now that it is morning, I've lost all the poems from the night. I watch them leave, pack their bags, and go. And with no way to stop them, I'm left alone and with nothing to show but my empty page and emotionless pen. Until this night, I will wait for my dear poems' return, carrying nothing but fate and stars in their little briefcases. And as I sit, I would rather chat than write them down, because who am I to trap them in this town? Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. My name is Zizi, and this is titled BCE, Before COVID Era. At the start of the 20s, there was a seismic shift across the planet. The pressure of this shift uprooted the bedrock of our societies and forced us to see the places we need to change. It's difficult to pinpoint exactly what moment it occurred. Was it when our surprise turned into the gripping fear of gasping for our last breath? Or was it the moment we watched in horror as George Floyd cried out his last words, "I can't breathe," when suddenly a crack revealed our deep-seated racial inequality? Was it when we realized that some people got to sit at home and watch this unfold, while other essential workers had to go out and serve, as our income inequality surfaced? Or was it when our democracy turned into a mockery, as the inefficient division of power became grossly apparent? Or maybe was it as we divided over how to respond to a pandemic, as an enormous fissure belied our self-assured rage? During all these times, the tectonic plates of our society shifted, perhaps without us even realizing it. Our deep-seated faults have left us fractured, and as these plates continue to shift, our indignant rage, like hot lava, has begun to boil up, and it is threatening to destroy us all. Please, can we move away from this deadly volcano? Can we find a way to be less fundamentally divided? Can we find a way to cool down our conviction and come together on safe, common ground that we can all stand on? There is so much that needs fixing, but we're already on our way. With patience, acceptance, and honesty, this glowing lava can fill in the seismic cracks in our society. If we can figure out how to cool down, we can also come back stronger and more beautiful than we started. What would that look like? How might we get there? Thank you.
Grief season. The date, the ones just before and after, too. The day of the week, though that changes and cycles through from year to year. The month, the whole month. The holidays about to arrive and the ones just past. The family gatherings and traditions. The seasonal weather, but it was so unseasonable the year you died. A run of hours, the natural cycles of sun and moon. The human names and frames we give them to keep ourselves grounded as the earth keeps moving. You are buried in it, or transmuted in the air, or sea, or all at once. You are also nowhere or everywhere in the beyond. A moment, fleeting or forever. The moment I learned the news about you and everything stopped. They say that time heals all wounds, to give it time. But mourners know that years can fly by and mean nothing in the face of such absence. Wise ones give us rituals and ways to remember, to stay with the grief that is always fresh and refreshed. Cross off the square on my old-fashioned calendar. Last year, when I did this on your death day, I gave myself a paper cut. I wake up one morning too soon after and start my day and stop dead in my tracks somewhere in the middle of it when I realize that I have not yet thought about you. Your absence. You come and go in my memory. You are forever in my heart. The hole there. The human platitudes and attitudes that we think help us cope with grief and loss. The season. A penance, revisiting the depths. Close and cover the wound, carry on, until next time the tide turns and the wind comes this way. Until.
Right after M, we have.
Hello. To quiet the voices of my moral demand, I place coins in the palm of your withering hand. If I gave all I had, would it be enough? If I told you my intentions were pure, would you call on my bluff? Did you truly deserve it? I may never know. My hands back in my pocket, you smile as I go. Is there a hierarchy, a tier, or are we all just screwed by our awareness of this perpetual existential ineptitude? I fear this may be another bluff, but I'll hold your smile in my mind, and I'll call it enough.
Mark, Xander, and Meredith.
Hi, I'm Rose, and my poem is entitled District of Cycles. Reposition the millennia and miles. Go west to unearth a time capsule of yesteryear. Turn around to discover same with other. Time and place lose form and function. The cycle began decades earlier than originally conceived. Appraise the avenues. The cycle reanimates. Langston Hughes resurfaces as busboy poet. The cycle is controlled by the tension of a chain that loosens or constricts to conform to the operator's will. The cycle is not autonomous. The cycle travels according to the navigator's sense of direction. Zip in code from 0 to 2 with an interior detour to 6 to the sloping edge of 9. Recycle the 2, add and subtract to reformulate the equation, reclaim the singular power of 1. Disrupt the cycle, incubate the inconceivable, destined to the island up the corridor. Depart the district of cycles, content, conflicted, defiant, deferential. The cyclist releases the patterns of yesteryear. Without resistance, the operator can strike the proper cadence to convert silver to gold.
Hello, hello, I'm Ricardo, and this is an ode to Samantha, my puppy daughter. 3? 3? How can this be? Just yesterday you were weirder than we. 'Twas but a year or two when you were leaving your poo on top of our bed next to my head. Oh, but you've grown, yet you've stayed the same. The fact that you take after me in every way, I've no one to blame. Cow cloud, marbled rye, my jelly bean. You are without a doubt the cutest thing I've ever seen. You're ornery and goofy, you're lazy, loud, and crazy, but I love you more than you'll ever know, my sweet little lady. You pretend not to speak or understand what I'm saying, but I know it was you taking ESL classes while sunbathing. Nugget of love, what would I ever do without you? You're my kid, and I wouldn't change that for the world. You couldn't pay me to. So let me just say these last few words, and I'll take you off leash so you can go chase the birds. Sweet child of mine, this feeling I part. I love you with all of my heart. Happy birthday, sunshine of my life, Hell's Angel, to whom I gave fictional birth. You are the Elizabeth Taylor to my Charlotte, and I thank the flying spaghetti monster every day that you are my daughter.
Hey, good morning. Happy creative mornings, everyone. So I'm Mark Weissman, East Williamsburg, dad, poet, brand and innovation strategist. I'm going to read a couple short poems within the 2 minutes. So the first is a last minute change. So this is actually from a longer piece. It's a prose section of a prose poem. The house always wins. What is the house? I dreamt that M lived on the Lower East Side on her own, age 9. It's not inconceivable, but it's unadvisable. I've got to get out of this house. It's too quiet, and the kindness that I show to the people who are not my family is not bestowing grace on my wife. I can hope to be a red dwarf, minor poet, thumbnail sketch, warm bucket of piss. I can set my sights too high. FOMO is dark energy. A good day is exercise, emptying the compost. To offset cosmic expansion and or the second law of thermodynamics is not a raison d'etre in the conventional sense. As of this moment, we still don't have an accepted definition of consciousness. Thanks. And hopefully I'm still within the 2 minutes. So that's from my grown-up manuscript, and this one is from my children's manuscript, and it's called Song. Song. Rhyme rhymes with time and nearly mine, all of which I'm told is dust, but in our time is so much of much. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Meredith Clinton. You can find me on Instagram at Meredith Clinton. I'm reading a poem that I wrote when I was sitting in Tompkins Square Park reading Rick Rubin's book. This was in March, and then I came home and wrote this poem inspired by the creative act, A Way of Being. It's called Out on a Thin Limb. Out on a thin limb, I will take a risk to create on this glorious afternoon. The brown-green lawns, still defrosting, are filled with revelers reveling. Mr. Squirrel observes it all, from what they call a bird's eye view. Shaking awake, the thin limb yawns and stretches. Mr. Squirrel is the most practiced of tightrope walkers. Here, here, come one, see all. Out on a thin limb, nature takes every risk to survive on this glorious afternoon. Surely the daffodils are near, the hum, hum, hum of boomboxes, banter, and blasphemy. Hot air, hot food, hot tips. People wanting to be seen, blessed by the sunshine on a cold day in Hellscape City. Mr. Squirrel can't feel the cold winds approaching. On they come, on he scurries, now at the end of the road. Revelers will always revel on warm days in March, won't they, or will they? Warmer and warmer, Mr. Squirrel gets weary. Before the end, he has to lie down. Down, down he falls. When, oh when, Mr. Squirrel, how, oh how, where, oh where did we go so wrong? Out on a thin limb, it's time to take a risk, take a leap, devise a new way to survive on this glorious afternoon. Thank you.
What's up, y'all? Hey, I'm Xander. This poem is called Real. You expect me to believe that? I've seen a Photoshop or two in my time. I've seen a deep fake, deep state, watercolor airbrush mail-in rebate, secondhand reversing on secondhand keepsakes. I know what you're trying to do. Trying to sell me on some Orson Welles Instagram Live of War of the Worlds 2. Ballot glutton, presidential election, executive produced by clickbait face reveal in 2022. I gotta update this poem. You expect me to believe that? Up next, a vaccinated water mandate fighting tooth decay, a satellite truth array high above the flat earth. You expect me to believe that? Bigfoot reacts to middle school shooting false flag. Family members ain't just coworkers, ain't just Zoom screens peppered with all natural lag. I don't think New York City is back. Yo, I just think these virtual waiting rooms look a lot better now. I know what you're thinking. I've seen you whispering rumors about me like you're spreading new body parts. He's not all there. Yeah, you neither. You, pieces of self scattered about the countryside, name on the lips of strangers, 5 years too late, blood stain on the lip of a curbside San Diego sunset strip skate, two-face in a powder room in Tucson via FaceTime, cover of a song you wrote, butchered after bar close, you in a different time zone, you pending address change for a last name, driveway fast lane, you 100 million different memories all slightly disremembered, cauterized in YouTube, Twitch streams, TikTok broadcasts bursting at the inseams, digital meteor showers and bit streams everywhere all at once, raining down from somewhere high above the ether. Yeah, you neither. I'm out here on that doom scroll, doom swerve, doom splatter on the concrete. You're out here on that hashtag no lives matter existential bomb threat tweet. I want to believe we're not so different, but they won't let me, and you still ask your shrink why you feel so goddamn empty. Like it's your fault. I keep having these dreams where the only way I can log off is to fire a pistol at my laptop. But I can kill all my friends by clicking in meeting, or my best friend is a polar bear and he's drowning and I try to call out to him, but I can't remember his name and I can hear somebody from behind me yell, "You expect me to believe that?" And it sounds like my voice where I'm at my own funeral and I watch the priest lower my body into the ground, point at the hole and say, "He's not all there." Where? I'm frantically trying to finish the rest of this poem, but the only thing I can write down is it's real. It's all real.
Hi, I'm Valeria, and I'll read two short poems. First one's called Who Plans and Who Does. The one who plans and the one who does spoke honestly. You see, when you say 8 a.m. is fine, you never say it at 8 a.m. 2 tickets for a concert next month is too much too soon. Dresses that are too small stay too small. Feet don't change. Don't buy books when hungry. There rarely is a working water fountain or good strawberries. The commute is whatever it says, plus 10. The sun does pass through the clouds, but only to harm. I'm bad at assembling and return by dates. I won't eat celery, and I don't like the opera. The planner took this in and vowed to start a gratitude journal. The next one is untitled. Smell travels across the stairs, telling neighbors someone made popcorn. Sounds familiar, I say, to a friend mentioning a stranger. On the subway, I scoot to the end of the bench when the spot opens up. I'm rearranging my clothes. Apartments are like shelves. We are the collectibles. In the distance, I hear noise, and up close silence, the temporary kind, about to be broken by a loud bang or the ding of the oven. In all this density, something is giving way, a common knowledge that rests at the bottom of the cup. The small plate under it reassures me. The streets have been out of steps. Crowds gather at bars. I see a person stand alone with a beer. I want to comfort them, but what do I know? Thank you.
Hi. Once you dated a helicopter pilot. The worst part was that he never flew you in a chopper. The best was the one time you almost drowned, and when you resurfaced for air, he was on the other side, waving. That was amazing, he said, which is the best way to begin anything. You've had precisely 3 men fly across the country for you. One was your first big love. The second one you don't want to talk about. The third had a heart clear as rain, but he called your dog a freak, and it was all downhill from there. You have flown across the country for a person only once. It was a woman, and you lived on her boat as a war began. It was one of the most beautiful and deeply difficult periods of your life. You ended things on New Year's with the partner you spent most of your 20s with. This was objectively cruel and bad and completely unplanned. After this, you somehow handle every breakup with grace. 2 of the people you date the longest you meet at birthday parties, one of which was your own. You have only dated someone from the apps once. He was strictly business. He bought a bottle of wine every Sunday and never stayed the night. It was one of your favorite arrangements. One man made you soup with his mother on the phone, dictating the recipe. You stepped outside on the porch one night and listened to gunshots flare across town. There was a baby in that house, and many lovers. Now no one you know lives there at all. One man spoke very little. He cooked you a perfect octopus and had horrible nightmares. In the end, you were terrified of him. You fell in love with someone in Vancouver and never tell her. For 7 months, all you see is rain. You hate the Pacific Northwest. Whenever you go, you're always in love and vaguely sad. It's the mountains. It reminds you of your grandfather in Switzerland, who loved roses. One man had the loveliest accent you've ever heard. You thought, could I ever move to the South? The answer was no. Another asked you point blank in a mafia farmhouse in Colombia when you were 15. She was the daughter of a successful plastic surgeon. Girls get boob jobs there for quinceañeras. She was very confident. Every time you return to your mother's town over there, you wonder if you'll see her. You have dated 2 alcoholics, both men 10 olders at different times in your life. You waited outside one's therapy appointment in the car, skirt hitched up. He laughed when you told him about your mother. I'm not afraid of her, he said. I'm a grown man. The first person you dated seriously was a white boy who wanted to be a professional tennis player. He almost took you to the Bahamas. This is the only one your mother liked, and the only one who ever showed up with flowers. Your family despairs that you haven't yet dated a doctor or scientist. You don't date doctors or scientists. Instead, you date a disproportionate amount of creatives, then some athletes. There's seldom overlap. The athletes, without a doubt, treat you better. You get along best with the children of immigrants. It's hard to explain America to an American. This understanding of family you've come to recognize shapes so many things. You fought very hard for one's attention and realize if you're fighting that hard for attention, you're actually fighting for respect. One man was religious. He explained about the quote of the meek inheriting the earth. He said it meant knowing when to pick your battles, not that you didn't fight. Your father loved everyone you ever brought. He believes in peace and not war. Yes, the son of the grandfather in Switzerland. When your Colombian mother said, if you bring a woman to this house, I'll never speak to you again, it was your Swiss father who said, stop, calm down. One man worked midnight shifts cleaning out a prominent pharmaceutical company lab. He wore a big padded suit and listened to music all night and into BDSM. Your career in writing began writing report cards for your mother's Spanish students when you were 11. She said, write he's a shithead. You type, has trouble focusing. You learned diplomacy at an early age. This is the lesson your parents gave you. All love is an act of translation.
Eliana, Charlie and Rosie, please come to the front.
I'm Jen. This is called Younger Thee. It's called Younger Me, Younger Thee. You've turned out beautifully is what I've always longed to hear. Or maybe you've triumphed magnificently despite setbacks year after year after year. Looking back at younger me, I know she did what she could to get by. There was some stupidity, but mostly an unwavering willingness to try and try and try. Morphing into midlife, I feel the distance from that form. Is younger me proud of me, or is she bruised and battle-worn? I've been a good steward of my vessel. I've tried to unshackle myself from shame. But even at this age, I sometimes wrestle with the awkward sound of my own name. Dear younger me and younger thee, to thine own self you were always true. Uncertainty may always be, but so always will you. Thanks.
All right, hello, my name is Eliana, and I have 2 short poems for you all. This first one is called The Weaver. It's about trying to help someone who doesn't want your help. All I want to do is to tend to you, to hold your boxes and bags, carry the weight. I want to feel the pain in my muscles and strain in my back. I need to feel the work in my bones, but you give my hands no respite. You leave them restless and moody, walking up and down my sides. You refuse to give me the satisfaction of saving you. And isn't that so selfish of me to need you to unravel in my hands to make me a weaver? You, the string in my loom, I, making you whole again. But you want to work the needle yourself, want the messy stitch and fold from clumsy hands, and I have to let you. I have to watch you sew a self anew, mending and molding a maker of your own, and I can only watch in awe and affliction as you make art of yourself. All the beauty you built and the bones that gave out on the way there. Okay, this next one is about my connection with nature, called Mother. I am her daughter. The trees told me so. I ran barefoot to an answer, dirty nails and sandy skin. Each time I found a mother's arms, each time an unwinding, each splinter and sunrise, a new knowing, a new holding. I cry in puddles and swim in rivers. My eyes wrinkle with each smile I learned from the sun. I feel her breeze in my bones, the warm, wet earth on my spine. I watch the clouds pass and trace her roots through my lifeline. Disciple, defender, and daughter, I learned to listen to seasons and tides, new to me but ancient to her. It has taken a long time to get back to the beginning.
Hello. Hi, guys. So 2 years ago, as of Wednesday, I walked out into Central Park with my little typewriter, and I wrote my first poem for a stranger. And I've been writing poetry for a living in the park ever since. So, in honor of my poemiversary, I thought I would share you some of the poems I've written for those people. And in honor of our time constraint, they will be haikus. All right. Would you please write me a haiku about a Cubano sandwich told from the perspective of your tongue? They only get weirder. I've licked Cubans, lots. Cigars, people, you name it. But you, delicacy. That was a deli joke. Can you write me a haiku about how when I was a kid I only liked going to church because one of the moms gave me ramen and I had a crush on the Virgin Mary. Also, I'm a Hozier fan. Take me to church. The mother, of course. Take me to church. The mother feeds me and the lust for the Virgin grows. Okay, now they get sad. Could you write a haiku about trying to find what makes you happy, but it's never quite the right fit? I want a refund for this gown of smiles. It's just, they don't have my size. Can you write a haiku about having conversations with a younger version of yourself who struggled with body issues, but was also like really into rainbows? Am I a rainbow? Every color of my curves, beauty with no end. Can you write a haiku about waiting to be buzzed into a karaoke party, but no one can hear it or is anywhere near their phone? That one might be about myself. I want to make a song, but all I have is a note of a bell no one hears. All right. I don't know how we are on time. All right. This one's not a haiku, but it's short. Can you write a poem about bubbles? R.I.P. the flesh, raw prism, unseamed at the soul, every shade of undoing. And in the ash of shatter, I see the heart I hold. And then the last poem. Can you write a poem about getting a tattoo of an ex's name and then a haiku about getting it covered up? Line by line, I etch the flesh with memory. Cries of skin meet deaf needles, hungry to wound with unforgettable, scars in love with a soul. The art of life is bared naked on the ones who can't forget. And then the haiku. Undress the skin and sink sweet art into every last patch of healing. Thank you.
My name is Rosie Von Lila. I wrote this for you on Wednesday. This is titled, What is Human Flourishing? The uninformed quest for utopia. Haven't you heard? Utopia is hell. All speak the same. All look the same. All pray the same. Free expression is welcome, but under dear leader's eye. I gotta start over, hold on. I'm not off book yet. Here we go. This is titled, What is Human Flourishing? The uninformed quest for utopia. Haven't you heard? Utopia is hell. All speak the same. All look the same. All pray the same. Free expression is welcome, but only under dear leader's eye. And who does the dirty work? The subjugated. Utopia is for the naive. What is human flourishing? What is human flourishing? All is well. All? All is well? How can all be well for more than a mere moment? Life is but birth, blossoms, and decay. All breaks down. All is born anew. Emotional compost heals the hurt. Everybody hurts sometimes. So hold on. Your buds will bloom. What is human flourishing? Every living being exists to flourish before we perish. Flourishing is your life working for you. Flourishing is your life working for you. Flourishing is your resilience. Flourishing is to navigate adversity. Wisdom, your North Star grows brighter. Flourishing is participation, is contribution, is belonging, is creating, is risking. Is your life working for you? Every living being exists to flourish before we perish. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Meredith Clinton again. I am looking for my next gig. I'm a freelance brand and creative strategist and copywriter. And after hearing that wonderful flourishing poem, like I'm really feeling like this is my summer of yes and flourishing. And so I'm really looking for, passion projects. I'd love to get into sex tech or sexual health and wellness brands. Any founders. I love working with entrepreneurs, helping you pull out your brand story, helping you think about how that can be told across different platforms, people, anything. And I'd love to just support your journey and help you, connect with people. It's all about the empathy and connection. And I'd love to connect with people who are either also interested in that, maybe have work or interested in that kind of project. You can find me at meredithclinton.com, on Instagram at meredithclinton. But yeah, I'm just, looking to connect with people and love to get another gig. My current one's ending, but yeah, so thank you so much for being here. This is my first time at a Creative Morning, and it's just like really fun and welcoming, and I really appreciate everyone's energy and just this whole space. So thank you.
Thank you so much. And all of this information will be shared in the follow-up email, so no need to write notes.
Hi again. My name is Rosie Von Leela. My life's work is human flourishing, and my current art project is a theater show called Fellow Human, The Quest for Mass Human Flourishing. We have several hundred people who are involved in it. We're developing it for premiere next year. We've been working on it for 3 years now. We do a lot of amazing community building activities. As we're developing the show, we're also developing our fan base. So if you want to come get involved with the world of human flourishing and figure out what the heck that means for you, come see me and get involved with us. Thank you. The website is seefellowhuman.com for the people who are on the internet. Thank you.
Can you guys hear me? No? How about now? Hi, I'm Lucy Silverman Singer, and I'm looking for collaboration. So more specifically, I am looking for work, but I am open to anyone who's trying to realize big ideas and bring them out into the world. You want to make meaningful change, I can help you make it happen. I've worked in creative production, operations, and strategy for about 20 years for brands like Bon Appetit, Harper's Bazaar, MSG Sphere, and most recently at Dotdash Meredith, working in a product testing studio in photo studios. I built 3 of them across the country. We tested 26,000 products in just 2 years. So I like to think big. Basically, if you have an idea, I can help you make it happen. You can check out my work on lucysilverman.com. And if you just want to come say hi, I would love that too. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, another round of applause for everyone who joined today. Tina, I'm going to swap with you now.